Hey y'all, we're up here at Nanny's. We're going to pull a little bit of maintenance on the flume, the spillway flume. We might fish a little bit. The wind is really rough. What, today's September 26th, is that right?
Yes.
And we might pick some dry peas later in the evening.
So glad nothing come out of that.
Yeah.
I'll move over. Trying to do this in case the hurricane comes and we get a lot of water.
I don't really see anything that was causing an obstruction. I mean, all the weeds that appeared to be growing on top of it are just growing up over the edge of it.
Ooh.
There's nothing. There's nothing there. What else do you think we?
I think that looks good to me.
Because I mean, I could try to drag some of these lilies and stuff back away from it, but Billy could sit up there on the dam with the backhoe and be done more than I could do in 10 minutes than if I'd work on it for 2 hours.
With one scoop.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fine.
But there wasn't nothing that was obstructing it.
If it rains, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Even with the lilies.
I mean, the water would have to come up 6 inches just to get to the top of the
Yep.
pipe.
I think it's good.
Well, we put up the hoe and the grab fork, and got our fishing rods out. We're gonna give them a try a few minutes if we don't get blown off by the wind. Craig just come by with the John Deere and the round baler. That's what you hear in the background. Them raking and getting up hay.
Ooh. Had a hit.
Okay. I was fixing to say it might be too bright for them. I don't know. That's a good sign if you had a hit. Yeah, I got a hit.
No, you got a fish.
Little old bass. Look in. Oh, he's pulling good.
Yeah, he gonna wrap you around that stump right there too.
He's pulling good. Oh, she got off early release.
That might be on this camera.
That was a good hit. I believe that's going to be a bluegill right there.
Boy, he's pulling it. I got one too.
Got a double coming in.
Mine's a little boy. He ain't pulling that. He ain't pulling that hard.
I believe it's 2 good ones though. Look at that. How about that now? There's that one.
I'm sorry, I'm a little slow. And there's that one. Whew. That's a hummingbird.
Huh.
I mean, come right up to me. He must have thought we had my shirt was a flower out here.
Yeah.
He was awful green. There's Alice.
Tina's got one. He looks like he's pulling good. That's a good fish. Oh yeah.
That's a nice one there.
Yeah, that's a good fish.
That's a good brim.
Okay, got one. Let's see what we got.
Ooh.
He ain't all that big, but he'll keep.
He was acting big.
Yeah. He ain't no big one, but he's a good one. Alright, I got one coming in. Let's see how that turns out. He feels a little bit better than the last one. Oh yeah, he is a little bit better than the last one. He's a lot better than the last one. He's one of them big enough to lip. Okay. Well, hey y'all, we hadn't counted the fish. We went and hurried up, got out of the pond, loaded up. I don't know, it was about 5 o'clock, give or take. We headed on up there. We picked dry peas from Ben's field. And now we're back down here at Nanny's. And we're cleaning the fish. We're going to see how many we got. We didn't take time to lay them out. We should have, but we didn't. But, you know, folks talk about doing a catch, clean, cook video. Well, you've seen us do the catches. You've seen us do the cook. And we're going to add a little bit of clean to this because we hadn't never tried to do a clean video. Now, typically, Tina and I double team this. And I'll take the sides off the fish, and Tina will then take the ribs out. But Tina's videoing, and I'm gonna kind of do both parts so you can kind of see it. And we're gonna do a few fish. Everything we caught today was Blue Gill Bream, beautiful Blue Gill Bream. So we take regular Mr. Twister electric fisherman, regular freshwater knife. I like the long blades. You can get 2 different blade sizes, but I kind of like the long ones. I think you have to get the long ones as a separate add-on, so to speak. I've had the salt waters before. I don't see any difference. We don't do a whole lot of saltwater fishing, so you know, if you was going to go shopping for one, I'd just get the regular Mr. Twister electric fisherman knife and kind of get in there, go down to the backbone. You kind of have to get the feel for it, see where the backbone is. And I mess up. As many fish as I've cleaned this away, I mess up. You see, went right down the backbone, flip that right over, go down to the skin. You don't cut through the skin or the scales. Slide that piece of meat right off the skin. Now I still got the ribs and the pin bones in, but we're gonna take care of that in a minute. We're gonna take the sides off of a few real quick. Kind of got to be careful not to go through that backbone, because that's aggravating if you do. And like I say, As many fish as I've cleaned, I still do it every now and then. Lay that right back. And that fish isn't a big fish, and we filleting him. You know, I can cover him up with my hand. Now, he's going to be a good eating fish. But this ain't no big fish with the electric knife and filleting him out. There we go. We'll take care of that in a minute. Now, my granddaddy would have had a duck conniption fit because he'd have said I was wasting a lot of meat. But, you know, when you got folks that really don't like to pick bone, you got folks that say that, oh, I don't like fish and all like that. Filleting them, that's totally different than actually trying to pick bones out of a fish on your plate. I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with that. I've done it for years. But this is the way I like to prepare fish. And again, typically Tina and I double team these fish. I do this part, what you're seeing right now. And then Tina will do the part that I'm going to show here in just a little bit. Let's do another one, and then we're going to take some ribs and pin bones out. That's a nice fish right there now. Ain't nothing shabby about that fish. I done cleaned the biggest one. But take and cut down across there, down to the backbone, and then turn the blade. Cut the ribs off. Kind of take your time. Skin him right out, just like that. Pretty as you please. Take the other side off. Kind of walk that blade right through it, ease down to the skin. Slide that right off, and again, don't expect you're going to get it right the first time if you try this. You kind of got to get the feel for it. Now, this is the part that Tina normally does. This is, you know, we'd normally be working double team and getting all this done at the same time. But on the smaller fish, we're going to take the ribs and the rib cage and the pin bones out all at the same time. We're going to start in here just like this, and I'm going to stay above the tops of the rib bones because the pin bones is right in there behind the ribs. I'm just going to kind of work that out with a regular straight blade Rapala or Rapala fillet knife. That's kind of our go-to fillet knife. We got some nice ones. All right, now there's meat on that. If this was a big old bass, we'd have done this a little different. But on this smaller fish, that goes in the scrap pile. Now that piece of meat right there is boneless. It's ready to roll. Ain't that pretty? Look at that. And put it over there in the bowl. This one, just slide right around there. It just pushes right away. There's pin bones right in there now. That's why I kind of ride a little bit high. This scrap. Look how pretty that is. No bones. You can kind of run your finger. It doesn't hurt. Run your finger down through there just to make positive sure you didn't catch a pin bone wrong, get a pin bone stuck in there. But looking good, looking good. And Tina would be doing this part of it while I'm taking the sides off the fish. But Tina's doing the video right now. We're going to kind of shut down in a little bit. That was the one y'all saw where I had a little bit of skin left on. You see, it just comes right off. You kind of check it as you go. And you touch it up, no big deal. You touch them up as you go. Look at that. That's a pretty piece of meat. And it's going to fry up deliciously. Right around that rib cage. Scrap. Delicious piece of meat. Scrap. Good looking piece of brim right there. Y'all get kind of the gist of it. You see kind of what we're doing, and again, you just kind of get started and give it a try, you know. I know we don't want to waste no meat. You don't want to make no mistakes. I don't either, but you do, you know, and you just kind of work around it, and you gotta kind of get the hang of it. But that's kind of the way it goes. We'll bring the video back up in just a little bit to let you know how many we actually ended up with. That's a pretty piece of meat. That was the big brim, I think. Okay, that's kind of the cleaning process. That was a quick way to go through it, but that's the way we do it. And we'll probably do more another time when you can see how we do a little bit larger fish rather than pan fish. But we got cut off earlier today because of the heat, because of the sun. So we'll pick back up in a little bit, let you know how many we ended up getting. But that's kind of the way we clean the fish. Appreciate it. Well, we got them all cleaned up. We ended up with 16 all total. We got them laid out here on the board. Check them out. Appreciate y'all watching. And not sure what the next video will be, but hopefully the camera will do a little bit better and maybe not cut off in the heat of the sun next time, so you can see more catching. If the next video turns out to be fish, it's liable to be bottling some wine, because I think the fermentation, second fermentation, is about wrapped up. But had a great time. It was real quick. We worked on that flume, that spillway a little bit. It wasn't clogged up, but we got the grass off of it, and then caught a pretty mess of fish, and picked about 1.5 bushels of dry peas for next year. Y'all take good care, ma'am.
And the greens.
And that's right. We got a pretty bucket full of greens, tender greens from Hope and Ben. They real pretty.
And I'm gonna fry the fish tomorrow for Billy.
All right. Thank y'all. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Y'all did pick greens.